Shalal, a student from GTAD, and in today's episode of Leadership Podcast, we will have the opportunity to learn from an enthusiastic librarian and a passionate information science teacher who has been serving the UWC ISAK community since 2019. As leadership is something that our community cherishes and encourages eminently, we will get the opportunity to know more about ways in which leadership has played a vital role in the life of Mr. Mustasem Onder. Thank you, Mr. Onder, for taking time to make it to this short interview.
Thank you for inviting me.
As you mentioned before that you love helping others, can you tell us how you identify the needs that are in the community and how do you address these needs?
Sure. I identify, the community needs with surveys by looking at the user statistics and request sharing via email or face-to-face. I try to group the needs and different titles. I read that actually, and it's very useful in one of the articles that I had read before. There are perceived needs that based on what individuals feel their needs are. They are very subjective actually, but they can change from person to person, but they are still important to give me some idea about the general needs of the community. There are expressed needs that we have, which basically they come and tell me that okay, we need this and this is related to my discourse, so I can have this is more objective for me, if I may say. And there are relative needs that we can talk about, like until last year that I never thought that having a computer might be that important. Of course we all use computers, but now I see it not just having a computer is important, but also having a good computer and have a good connection and everything is really important. True. So I also observe around and the things that is told to me, then I have some ideas about the needs of the community better.
Thank you, Mr. Onder, for taking care of our perceived expressed and relative needs. So, how do you monitor the performance of the people you have to lead? When you do that, how do you keep the people on your team motivated?
That's another good question. Before I start working here, I was a director of the university that I had been working in. So, of course, I have learned different ways to see the performance of people that I'm working with or to motivate them. But I find the most effective way to monitor a person's performance with my own eyes, basically. If I'm having difficulties helping people that I'm leading, but if they are not succeed enough, then I will would rather to shadow them while they are doing their works, or ask one of my colleagues to shadow them so I can understand what's missing in their performance. I always suggest to keep actually that project plans, checklists, and activity logs. This also helps people to keep on track with what they are doing. I like to share my vision and set tangible goals to motivate my team, because we want to reach there is saying something, but if you can put tangible goals to them, then they will have more motivations. And I believe in the power of communication, of course, as always. But communication is a two-way street, I might say. And while I'm getting their ideas, they also observe me. So, we share these ideas at the same time. And that will actually help us to be up to date about each idea's decisions, or if it's a project, if there's something new about it. So we just, do that. And it's not just, communicate in that way, but also I like to give positive feedback as much as possible, because I believe that it's important, but not just saying, you did a good job.
True.
I explain why he or she does a good job in that sense. So, and I also highly believe that rewarding motivates the team. It could be a raise in salary, or give a bonus or something like that. But you need to be strong in this where you are working, that economically to provide that. But I really believe that you can support people by rewarding them.
Thank you. That's an impeccable example that leadership is about empowering others and making a difference.
and
So-
make my work easier.
Yeah.
That's the most important part for me, because that I don't have to struggle that much.
Yeah, true. So as we're almost near the end of our interview, I will ask the very last question.
Yes.
If you were allowed to change careers, would
Okay.
you? If yes, why would you? And what would you choose to do instead? If not, why?
Not in this world. I will be a librarian again. When I was 5-6 years old, okay, of course my family told me about these stories, that they asked me that what I want to be, and I keep saying librarian. So, and I had a couple of opportunities, to tell you the truth, to change my career, but I choose not to do that. But I have this chance here, which I'm really grateful about, that I can expand my job as a librarian to a teaching librarian. So I'm still librarian in my heart, but I'm after so many years that you do things faster, so you have time for the other things in your life. So I want to still be a librarian, but a teaching librarian. is
The
a good
teaching
approach.
librarian.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Onder. And it must be great to have a job that you look forward to doing every day.
That's for sure.
Thank you once again for making it to the interview and taking your time in answering all of our questions with genuine enthusiasm.